And welcome, gorgeous, gorgeous people. I've got some notes here today. I'm going to be right on it to share some more fabulous information with you. Before I do that, I am your host, Wallis Patterson, the founder of Bold Not Old. And here I am as the presenter at Wednesdays with Wallis. So I'm your host. And today we're going to be continuing. We're calling this part 2 of Side Hustle Made Easy, as I call it. That's my official name now, Side Hustle Made Easy. And I just want to recap a little bit on last week. Last week I gave you a download to fill in and look at, and we talked about the sorts of things to start off with when you're looking at creating a side hustle for yourself. You'll want to do things like, what's my thing? What am I going to be creating? What am I going to be putting online? What am I going to be offering? What is my offering? What am I going to be giving people? Why am I going to be giving it to them? What value is it to them? But before we get into all of those things, I actually want to talk to you about, I want to go back a little. So I want to recap, but I want to just expand on this whole area, because I know when I first started out many years ago doing some of these things for myself, I had a real problem working out. Well, first of all, I didn't think I was good enough. And then I had a real problem working out what was it or that I was offering people, and why would people want it, and why would people listen to me? And you've heard the saying, haven't you, that there's nothing new under the sun, and quite frankly, there isn't. But you're new, and you're new at it, and you have a fresh approach, and you have something different, and I want to just go back over these things because it's very, very important. And I know by now you're probably thinking, oh, I don't think this is for me. I don't really have anything to offer. I don't have anything to say. Nobody's going to listen to me. Why would they listen to me? You know, yada, 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 yada. But let's go back and take a look at, and let me give you some ideas. I want to give you some ideas, because I think one of the things that's lacking in a lot of the work that's been done today on sharing with people, you know, various how-tos and the ways to do things and et cetera, is we actually quite often don't get the nitty-gritty. We don't get the steps. We don't get the real, yeah, well, all that's great, but how do I get started? I can't get past this block of, I don't think anybody would be interested in what I'm doing, or I don't think anybody would be interested in my idea, or I don't know anything. I'm not good enough. I don't know anything. I don't have anything to share. My life's been, to me personally, you might be saying to yourself, it's been fairly dull and boring, and quite frankly, you know, why would anybody listen to me? Well, I want to debunk that myth for you, because I want you to take a different look at it. I want you to turn around. I want you to think about your mess being your message. Okay? How can I explain this to you? Okay, let me have a little shot at this. I've always been an entrepreneur, serial entrepreneur. It's been something I've done all my life. I came under a lot of flack for it. You know, a lot of people would say, oh, you never stick at anything, you never do anything, and you know, all the rest of the stuff. Serial entrepreneur. I was always trying new things, doing new things. I was, you know, I was a generalist. And to add to that, I love learning new and different things, and I love doing new and different things. So when things got a little bit stale, I want to, you know, hop to the next thing and do that. And right, wrong, or indifferent, they're the sorts of things that I did. So at the end of it, I thought, well, where did I accumulate anything? So in all that mess, what did I accumulate? What did I have? If somebody said this same thing to me that I'm saying to you, what did I have that would be of any value to people? Well, here it is. I was very creative. Pick it apart. I was very creative. I was very entrepreneurial. I explored and learnt many, many different things. I remember, not too many years ago, spending some time with Neil Donald Walsh, who's the author of Conversations with God. And Neil said to me at the time, Wallis, go home and write a book. But the important thing that Neil said was, I've never met anybody like you. You're a walking encyclopedia. You know something about everything. And I thought, oh, what, that's no bloody good. What's the good of that? But there was a lot of good in it, because it had me looking at things, researching things, learning things. I've learned so much, done so much, apart from going back later in life and doing, the schooling thing to have myself feel better about myself, which quite frankly didn't work. But it was fun, and I did it, and it was really great. And I studied some really, really good stuff, finished up with some qualifications in, some areas that I was really interested in. But I'm still an entrepreneur, and I'm still a serial entrepreneur, and I still love doing things, and I want to teach you how to do those. So I want you to have a look at what your mess might be. Look, and you might think, oh, well, I really don't have anything to say, but it's not true, because look at all the cooking shows, look at all the gardening shows, look at things on knitting. No matter what you can think of, no matter what comes into your mind, it's already on the internet. Somebody's doing it, somebody's teaching it, somebody's sharing it. It's already out there. So I want you to just back off a little on yourself, on being hard on yourself, and I want you to think about, I'm going to give you a few ideas. So here they are. What if you've been through a divorce? What if you're co-parenting? Do you think those things are of value to anybody else? Do you think there's other people out there who have gone through a divorce? And do you think there's other people out there now that are co-parenting? And do you think that your experience at co-parenting, getting along with your divorce partner, sharing the custody or sharing the children, do you think all of that's working nicely for you right now, or it may have its ups? Do you think all that might be of value to someone else? It is. I can promise you it is. What about something like if you have a corporate job and you've spent years building your career? What were the steps? What steps did you take to get where you are? Could it be done quicker or better? Could you have done it quicker and better? Are there some steps to that? Do you have some, clear steps in your thinking and, how you got there? How did you interview? In your career, have you, looked at other people's CVs, and have you looked at other things and gone, boy, oh boy, if they did this or this or this? It's a bit like going for a loan at the bank. There are people who are really, really good at making sure that you say and fill in and do the right things, because one wrong thing could blow it away. That person has things of value, and that would be a really, really great offering to lots of people who are going for loans, making, loans easy, or, giving it some name. Okay. When you were young and adventuresome, and I came across a young woman like this when I lived in the US, when you were young and adventuresome and you decided to delay your studies for maybe a gap year, as they call it, or you wanted to have a bit of a break and go and earn some money, how did you do it? What steps did you take to do it? What were the things you had to consider? How did you get jobs? What were the jobs that you got? And were those jobs in line with the things that you'd studied? Or did you realise that, oops, big mistake, I'm studying the wrong thing. I should be doing this because this is the thing I've found that I really love. Do you think that's of value to others? Do you think that might be of value to another young person going through, you know, those sorts of things? Of course it is. So I want you to take what I've been saying and think outside the box a bit. Stretch it out. Think a bit more about it. I really had to think this through when I decided to put things together and realise that all that generalisation, all of those things that I'd done, there were some real gems in there. There were some real key things. One is my experience. Second is my creativity. The other thing is I'm tenacious and I see opportunities. All of those things, I assume everybody else has them, but everybody else doesn't. And quite frankly, to put something out there, I want to give you this little bit of information, and it's a little, it's a gem, okay? To put something out there, to create a side hustle for yourself online, to make it easy, remember, you only have to know 10% more than the people who are going to be learning from you. Go away and think about that. I want you to have a think about that. You only need to know 10% more. Okay? You think you need to be some genius. You don't. You don't. Your experience will shine, you'll shine, and your information will be well received by those people who are looking for just what you have because they need it. Okay, I don't want to bore you to tears. This is it. I want you to subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. I want you to leave some comments. Leave some comments, and I've got a little book, When I Learned to Dance with Life, that I wrote many, many years ago. It's got some lovely little quotes and sayings in it. And if you comment below and leave me some information, I'll catch up with you and I'll send you a free copy of that little book. Would you like that? It's a fantastic little book and it's fabulous, and I'll send it to you for free. Comment below and subscribe to the channel. The other thing that I'm going to tell you is that in a short time, I'm going to be doing these sessions for you for a little while longer, and then I'm going to be releasing my course, Side Hustle Made Easy, and it's going to be inexpensive and fabulous, and you can do it at your own leisure, and I'm going to be releasing that very, very soon, so look out for that because we'll be doing a big offer on that. That's it for me. I'm Wallis Patterson, and you've been listening to Wednesdays with Wallis. I hope you got something out of that, and I hope it helped you just sort out that previous part one where you had to work out what it is that you're going to be offering people and why it'd be of value to them. I hope what I said today gives you a few more inroads and gives you a bit more, you know, to think about. Talk soon. Thank you for listening. Bye for now.